Sometimes writing things out over and over is really good because, first of all, you're using your hand, which means you have a physical response. You're physically responding to subject matter, to paper with a pen. So your physical activities are related to what this content is through use of hands or use of pen and paper. Um, so that's useful for analytics or learning how to um, learn things in a way where you can analyze. Basically, you separate things into various components and you can compact them back into more complex components, for example. So, you can draw maps to understand that you needed to understand something about, whether there's an increase or decrease relative or correlated to something else, for example, positive, negative correlation. Do things decrease together, increase together, have opposing effects of increase or decrease? When one thing is true, for example, and the other thing decreases, when one thing increases, the other decreases, or something like that. Do they decrease together, or what else happens, right? So these are positively correlated; they both decrease, right? So you can run a system notation to get they do the same thing. So positive correlation is that they do the same thing. Negative correlation is that they have the opposite reaction. So when this one here decreases, and this here increases. So systems of rationality go into the logos of what you're doing, and that's quite useful. It makes it really easy to read things. Now, another thing is repeating things is useful. Write it out. Have a physical attitude about, like, I do this thing and now I can physically analyze things. So the reason why I say analysis is that you write it out with a pen and paper. That's not the same as going to a market making decisions, right? What this is that you're learning how to physically respond to paper or a surface, an interface, which is what you see in front of you, and you can do those things. So that's one element of learning this kind of subject matter. And I think that's really cool. You can rely on these charts to expand or contract your intention of, like, how much data you want to perceive. Now, a lot of it can be imagined because you've successfully made notes, and the imagination would be how much you haven't done about it yet. So if you have a backlog of things you haven't done about this, then you can think about it and then express other relationships by drawing other graphs. And then it gets really easy to manage the data by doing this many ways. And then if you've had enough, then you can contract or expand to what you need. The way you draw your skeleton, your skeletal system, your bone system of this is the way you can think about it. You can think about what you see after. But, there's so much detail, and you have to decide what you get to remember and what you're going to produce again.